Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, we're going to go back to 1974. So we can take a look in the pages of this DC 100-page special for only $60. Batman number 256. I said $60. I meant 60 cents. Yeah, number 256, 1974. This is, this, of course, a 100-page special. Has several stories in it, one new lead story, and then several reprint stories. And this lead story is, well, it has, let's see here, this cover drawn by Nick Cardy, different segments from each, from several of the stories. The lead story is New Can Batman and Robin Escape the Terrifying Trap of the Catwoman? And you look at that and you go, that's Catwoman? Yeah, that was Catwoman in the 70s. That's what I've got over here. There's the Catwoman from the 80s. That exclusive, astounding tales of Batman's trophies. Yeah, it talks these stories featuring some of the iconic trophies that we have seen for decades and still see in the Batcave, trophies in the Batcave, like the Beast of Dinosaur Island, the Perilous Giant Penny, and the Mysterious Mummy Case. We won't go into those, but we will take a look at this lead story, which is written by Denny O'Neil, with art by try that again. Art by Irv Novik and Dick Giordano. So Irv Novik did the pencils and Giordano did the inks. Okay, and this is 74, and this is in that time period when Batman is moving back into the moving away from the silliness of the Silver Age and the camp of the TV show, and in more serious, serious adventure and action and plot-driven stories, mysteries. You know, where he gets to come back and show his chops as a detective, and of course. And Denny O'Neil, as a writer, was very instrumental in all of that, because he did a lot of the stuff that Neal Adams had drawn earlier, turning him back to The Dark Knight. And this is keeping right in with that, and with pencils by Irv Novik, who had done him during the campy era too, but here it's more serious and more realistic in the art. Now, Irv Novik, he was from 1916 to 2004, is an American comic artist who worked in comics continuously, or virtually almost continuously, from 1939 to the 1990s. Novik got started in comics at the Harry H. Hessler Workshop and graduating from the National Academy of Design. And he worked at MLJ, later Archie, from 39 to 46 as the primary artist for their superhero line, including Steel Sterling, the Shield, and the Hangman. He joined the army at 43 during the war, and then after 46 he worked in advertising as well as doing strips Cynthia and The Scarlet Adventure, both of which failed. Then he was hired by Robert Kanigher at DC for a long association there. He did war and romance books and introduced the Silent Knight in Brave and the Bold in 55. In the 60s, he moved to DC superheroes largely associated with Batman. See, and this is a bit of interesting trivia. Okay, one of his panels from All American Men of War number 89 was swiped by Roy Lichtenstein, who I've talked about at length here, for the painting Wham, featuring World War II fighters in action, airplanes in action. So that's one of Irv Novik's big claims to fame. He is probably, for some reason, a lesser-known artist, but quite capable and well, he's just a good, an overall good craftsman and draftsman. He knew his business, and he did it. And he did it well. So here, we're going to take a little look. Now, let me move the action figures out of the way. Of course, they fall all over and knock everything askew instead of just moving. Okay, as I said, this is the cover by Nick Carty. And here on the splash page is not. This is Broderick. I suddenly can't remember his first name. He did this title page. And get into the splash page. Catwoman's Circus Caper, and is describing a scene within the story. Then we go over here. Now this is a real rough copy. I've had to tape the cover back in place. It's a good reading copy. A mansion on the outskirts of Gotham City. Okay, yeah, Wayne Manor. Batman has just returned from a case. He's planning on getting a couple days off. But he has just received a telegram from Robin. I'm spending a week with Tip Top Circus. We'll explain later. Hang loose. And then, I guess I won't be taking those days off. And so then we're at the Tip Top Circus. And which, I think this the circus that Dick Grayson had been in? I don't remember. It might be, or just related. And undoubtedly, him being circus folk, he's tied in with. He has stakes in this story. He got the ringmaster here. I don't know why he did this as Robin rather than Dick Grayson, but it's probably to point more towards him to draw out the bad guys in this story, because at the circus, just a few days before, one of the performers had been killed, murdered. Trapeze line had been cut, and he fell to his death, which, of course, is exactly the way Dick Grayson's parents had died. So that's what brought him in. So he says, okay, I'll do this for free, and then this is the guy, Bernie Bird, the brother of the dead performer. And I said, okay, we'll get you started here. Then here under the big top, and the ringmaster here is introducing them all. Got the clowns, got the lady who is has tamed the albino tigers, the only albino tigers in captivity. And then Robin with Bird. See, Robin, Bird, get it? Robin's going to be a human cannonball. And because he has talked with Bird and says, yeah, I'm here. I want to discuss with you about the death of your brother later. So here they said, I'm going to be a human cannonball, fly through the rings and land in this puddle of water. And so he gets in, they're doing the thing, boom, there he goes. And mere moments before he's about to plunge into the water, he sees that there is a spear mounted in the bottom of that tank, and he will be impaled on it. But out of the shadows comes the Batman. He kicks over breaks the spear, and Robin plunges into safety. Then they both get out and take a bow. Then they're talking about, this is when we find out what the circumstances were. But then we see at night, when after no one's around, here comes this tip-top circus marked truck, pulls up, and there we see, and it's the Catwoman with her little kitty, which you can barely see the kitty in her hands. And he says, okay, it's got the animal cages, we're going to do this later. And then Batman shows up. Bum, bum, bum. He rushes in, and the goons quickly get knocked out by the Batman. Batman. Even the guy who thinks he's tough because he had boxing in prison. Well, not good enough. But he takes off after Catwoman, who seems to have slipped away. He borrows one of the horses, and meanwhile Robin is looking around. Someone has distracted him, whoop, and knocks him out from behind. Boom, drags him into the tent, while Batman is hustling, looking for Catwoman, looking around, and here's the hubbub in the tent with the animals, the cats. He rushes in. There is Robin unconscious in the tiger cage as the tigers are creeping up on him. Batman slinks in quietly, not to distress the cats, when suddenly a whip around his neck and a clunk on the head, and he is out for a few moments, and he's tied up to the side of the cage, and the cats are about to pounce, when suddenly the cat lady, that is the cat tamer, she walks in, says, she stops the kitties. Oh, you don't want to get all dirty, kitties. And Batman is able to get loose, and he deduces that she is actually Selina Kyle, Catwoman. And so she doffs that disguise, showing herself as Catwoman. And the thing is, she was planning on stealing these white tigers. Well, I at least get this one, and set them free, because she was more interested in the welfare of the cats. She had nothing to do with anything else going on. She takes off riding one of the cats, gets Robin out of the cage while he's unconscious, locks the cage, the other tiger's still in. Now he gets on one of the horses, and he's chasing Catwoman as she's riding that tiger like a cat, like a pony. Get into the big top, and now it's a standoff. She tries to whip him, and he grabs the whip and pulls her in close. Gets real close, face to face with her. Ties her up. Robin is A-okay. He wakes up, and says, "Well, I guess she must be the one who was the murderer." And Batman says, "Nope. Catwoman is completely innocent. She had nothing to do with that. She was after the kitty cats." But then someone else reveals himself. And in response to a challenge, Batman climbs up the ladder to the trapeze platform, and it is Bird, the brother of the dead man. And just as Batman had figured out, I know who you are, I just don't know why. Yes, he killed his own brother out of jealousy, because he had fallen in love with Catwoman's alternate ego. And she seemed to be only having eyes for his brother, when she wasn't really. She was just getting in close with the people. She didn't give a two hoots about either one of these guys. But now they're fighting on the high wire. The guy falls. Batman saves him, and they get a ladder. They're all A-okay. Catwoman is captured, her goons are captured, and the murderer is captured. And then back in the Batcave says, "You're looking pretty glum considering our successful night. I've been thinking, Robin, how Catwoman always causes evil, even without intending to. That's her curse." Yes, because, and Harry's got a picture of Catwoman because he's always had a thing for Catwoman. And also Talia al Ghul, the daughter of the demon, who has also had an ongoing love-hate relationship with. And that is the end of that story. Then it had, this was the cool one, Dinosaur Island. And the amazing thing, it was a lot like Jurassic Park, but instead of genetically engineered dinosaurs, it was robot dinosaurs. And this is the story where Batman gets the big dinosaur trophy in the Batcave, and then gets some other things, doodly things. Here's the story where he gets the giant penny. And what else is there? Yeah, get past some of the ads. Too many ads. This is Brothers in Crime. This is other things, and then another one where he gets there's a sarcophagus, an Egyptian sarcophagus in his Batcave. And this is some other stories just involving his trophies. So they're all involved. Now this is funny because in this story, that dinosaur trophy plays a part, but it's the wrong kind of dinosaur. It's supposed to be the T-Rex, and here they've got a Diplodocus. And that plays a part in the story. Here's another one with the penny, giant penny playing a part. Secret of Batman Island, more stuff about his trophies. And it's all good fun. These are all, those backup stories were reprint stories, were all from the golden age. And at this point in time, when they were, at the time I kind of thought it was kind of, I didn't care for having all the reprint stories, but now I'm really glad they did. See, because at the time, when they did these books and filled them with all these reprint stories, that was the only way us kids had of getting the and reading some of the golden age stories of these characters, because it wasn't, they just weren't available. So that is what I've got for you this time. Irv Novik and Dick Giordano did a great job telling the story. I think Denny O'Neil did a great job writing the story. It is actually the kind of Batman stories that I like best, a mystery and involving action as well. So that's what I've got for you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and do leave a comment. And yes, do you like this Batman story? Do you like, which version of Catwoman costumes do you like best? I was never thrilled with this, but I do kind of like it now. And but it doesn't look really Catwoman-ish, but it's fine. And what do you think of these Golden Age stories? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art!